Hey guys, welcome to the Creative Arena. So I came across this cool award-winning website that has some pretty nice animations. As you can see, when you scroll down, you can see the wonderful animations that are on the website. You just keep scrolling down, the smooth color changing, flickering effects, and this section here. Now, this website won the award website of the day some time ago. And then let's go back up and let me show you the particular animation that caught my attention that I tried to replicate on Elementor using GSAP and ScrollTrigger. Now, this is the animation here. Now, when you scroll, you're going to have your text image being reviewed gradually and smoothly like that. Okay, so this animation caught my attention and I tried to replicate it on the Elementor using GSAP and ScrollTrigger plugin. Okay, and this is what we were able to achieve. Now, when you come over here, let's refresh this page. And then when we start scrolling, we're going to have our text coming and you can see the image smoothly being reviewed in a cinematic way, as you can see. This is a very beautiful way of making sections active in your website. Okay, you make your sections look active and interactive and even captivate your visitors. And as you can see, it works in both directions. When you scroll down, you have your images being reviewed. And then when you scroll back up, you have them go back to hiding. And this is responsive on all devices. And we can check it out on tablet. And then when we scroll on tablet, we get to this point, you can see the image is being reviewed smoothly. And when you scroll back up, you have the images go back into hiding. And we can also check it out on mobile. Okay, on mobile, when you scroll, you have your images being smoothly reviewed. And when you scroll back up, you have them go back to hiding, as you can see. Now, if you're using the Elementor free version or the Elementor Pro version, you'll be able to achieve this cool text image review by following this step-by-step tutorial without any much hassle. And the code is already made available on the video description for you to use. Okay, so without wasting much time, let's dive in and get started. In our Elementor editing screen, I've already taken the time out to create these two containers here to enable for scroll. So between these two containers, we're going to add our design. So I'll click on this, then I'll click on the plus icon here, select the flexbox, and then I'll select the structure. Come over here, set the content width to full width. Then for the minimal height, I change the uniform pixel to VH, and then give it a value of 100. Then I'm going to come over here and justify content to the center, and then I'll align items to the center. Now, just going to scroll up a little bit. For reference purposes, I'm just going to call this container here our parent. Now, come over here to add element and add a container within the parent. Now, the container I've added within the parent, I'm going to call it line container. Now, for the line container, I'll come over here, set the content width to full width. Now, for the direction, set the direction to row horizontal. Then justify content to the center and then align items to the center. Come back here to add element and add the heading widget. Now for the heading text here, we're just going to change this and to we craft. Then come over to the HTML tag and then set the HTML to span. Now go to your style option and then for the typography, you come over here, font size, just going to change the unit to REM and give it a value of 7 REM. Come over here to the width and set the width to 700. Good. All right. Now what we're going to do next is we're just going to duplicate this. Okay, then between these two headings, we're going to add an image widget there. So we just come over here and then we're going to add an image widget. Then I'm just going to drag it here between the two headings. So we'll now have a heading, image widget, and another heading. Then for the image widget, we're just going to go to the media library and select an image there. I'm just going to select this image here. Okay, so now this is what we'll have here. All right, so what I will do next is I'll just come over here to this line container, go to the advanced settings, and then I'm going to come over here to where we'll have the CSS class, and I'm going to add the CSS class called line. I'm doing this because we're going to duplicate this line multiple times. Okay, so when I go back to my code, we also have another CSS class we'll be adding, that is the img span. So I'm just going to copy that. Then I'll come back here, and then for the image, I'm just going to go to the advanced settings and then come over to the class and give it that class. Okay, so now what I'll do next is I'll just come over here and set the responsiveness for this design here. So I'll just go here to the tablet, and then for the first heading here, I'll come over here to the font size and give it the font value of 5 rem. Then do the same for the second heading and set it to 5. Now for the image, we're not going to do anything with the image. Our code is actually what we're going to use to make our image responsive. Okay, so I'll go to the mobile, and then for the mobile, I'm going to come over here, and then first off, I'll go to the line container, come over here to have the layout, and scroll down to where we'll have the gap. And for the gap, we're going to set the gap to 10 pixels all around. Then I'm just going to come over here to where we'll have the parent container as well. And then I'll go over here to where we'll have the gap as well and set the gap also to 10 pixels for the parent container. Now, for the heading, I'll come over to the heading, go to the typography. Then for the font size for the heading, I'll set it to 3 rem. And then I'll come over to the second heading and set it to 3 rem. 3 rem as well. Now I'll come back here to where we'll have the line container. Then scroll down to where we'll have the wrap, and we're going to set the wrap to wrap. Okay, so make sure you do these settings just as I have done this setting. So as soon as you're done here, you are done making this design responsive. So the next thing you do here is just come over to the desktop screen, and then we're just going to toggle this here. I'm just going to duplicate this. I'll duplicate it multiple times depending on how many lines you want. So as soon as I'm done duplicating it, let's say we're just going to have like 5 lines. Then I'll change the image, change the various text here. So in order for me to do this and not to make this video very lengthy, I'm just going to pause this and do the changes real quick. So as you can see, I've successfully changed the various text and images here. So this is what we'll have. We craft image, digital experience, another image that inspire and move people forward, and brand as well. So now I'm just going to come back here, and for the final thing we'll do, just come over to this last line container here. We're just going to duplicate it and then come over here to the advanced settings, remove the CSS class we've added there, the line CSS class. Then I'm going to come over here, the heading widget, I'm just going to delete that. We're going to delete the heading widget we added to it. And then for the line container, here we come over here and add a text editor within it. And come over here and change the line container title to text. Okay. Now for the text editor, I'll come over here and I'll just have this text here. Come over to the style option and tweak it a little bit, set it alignment to the center. Then come over here, set the typography, change the unit from pixel to rem and give it the value of 1.2 rem. And then come over here so we will have the advanced settings, and for the custom weight, we're just gonna set the custom weight to something like this. Okay, 60%. Okay, this looks okay to me. Okay, then I'll come back here to the text container, come over to the advanced settings, unlink this. To the top, I give it the value of 50 pixel. To the bottom, I give it the value of 50 pixel. Then to the left, 20. Okay, so we now have it looking like this. Okay, so now what we'll do next is we check for the responsiveness. Make sure it looks great on tablet. Okay, it doesn't look great on tablet, so we just need to expand the custom width a little bit, and then just set it, drag it to maybe 80%. All right, this looks better. Then come over to the mobile. For the mobile, we're going to set it to 100%. Then come over here to the style option. For the typography size, we're going to set it to 0.9. Okay, so this looks perfect. All right, so now what I'm going to do next, I'll just come back here. Now we've done designing everything. and then we've added the various CSS classes already. So what I'll do next is I'll come over here to where we are, search for the HTML widget, and then come down to the bottom here and then drag the HTML widget and drop it here. Okay, then I'll go to my code editor, and this is the code here, the CSS style, and then the JavaScript code all written down here. You do not have to worry about this code. It's going to be made available on the video description for you to copy and use in your project. So I'm just going to copy that. I'll come over here and I'll paste the code here. Now when you come back here, you're going to see here that all the images have disappeared. We only have the text here. Okay, now before we proceed, I'm just going to come over here to this parent container here and then go to the advanced settings, and let's give it a padding to the top. Let's give it a padding to the top 100, and then to the bottom. We don't need to give it a padding to the bottom. Let's give it a padding to the bottom 50 because of the padding we added to this one here, so it doesn't look very, very long. Okay, so this is it. Now let's come over here and click on the publish. And now let's click on preview. So now when we scroll down, this is what we're gonna have. Scroll again here, you can see the image revealing. You can see. And when you scroll back up, you have them go back and become invisible, as you can see. So this is a very wonderful feature you can use to make sections look interactive, as you can see. And so we've come to the end of this tutorial. If you like what you see, remember to give this video a thumbs up. And if you're new to our channel, remember to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you get notified first when I drop a new video. Feel free to drop your comment wherever you're confused, and I'll do well to attend to as much as I can. But until then, see you on our next video. Bye bye.